Well, hi there, everybody. I'm Doug Van Wyk with Life Express,
And I'm Kristina Kirsch.
and we just want to take a couple minutes today to talk through the underwriting process, new applications, case management, just give you a brief idea of how the process works. So we're going to give you an example of a North American Life electronic app. This is a company that we work with quite a bit. And I'm going to have Kristina just talk through the process, the application, exams, medical records, things like that. I think it'd be helpful if you know on your end what the process looks like for one of our customers. So we'll just jump right into it. Christina, can you just kind of start off? Here's the initial screen that the customer gets. Kind of walk us through the process with an electronic life insurance application.
Yep. So first we gather all of the important information from the customer and we input that on our end into the application. And then the customer will get an email to electronically sign their application. So their email will look something like what you see on the screen there with a button to click. It's really straightforward to electronically sign that application. They get a chance to review everything. There's security measures just to identify them, to be sure everything is kept safe. And once that's completed, their application is submitted.
Okay. Yeah. And it's
And then,
pretty user friendly, right? It's pretty simple for most folks to get through this.
yep. And then once that's done, the next step is your medical part 2, which is either done with an electronic questionnaire or a phone interview. So if it's an electronic version, they will get an email that they can log into a portal and answer some medical questions. So they would get another email that looks similar to this that says continue your application.
Okay.
And then they can just go in and fill out all of their medical info and submit that online. If it's a phone interview, they'll get a phone call or they can call in, and it'll be about 45 minutes of answering just your basic health history, your doctor information, and that type of thing.
Okay. Does the customer have a choice, Christina, whether they want to do a phone interview or an online questionnaire, or does it depend on the company?
It depends on the company. About half of our companies are using this new online version. But if a customer is not comfortable with the online version, we can request it to be a phone interview.
Okay. Super. Super. And then here's a screenshot of kind of what that part 2 looks like if they want to review their answers to their health questionnaire. So what is next in the process? Once they've done the phone interview or the online questionnaire, they've electronically signed, then what's kind of the next step in the process?
The next step will be determined whether they need a exam. So that would mean a nurse coming out to their house and doing an exam at their house. The underwriter kind of looks through the initial information to decide if you're young and healthy, you may not need to have an exam. Probably about 80% do have to have that nurse exam. They do your medical history, height, weight, blood and urine samples. It's pretty quick and simple.
Okay.
Once that is done, that gets sent in directly to the company, and then they review that to see if there's anything additional that's needed for approval.
Okay. Okay. So from day one, say the day that you and I talk to the client, get the information, get the application inputted, to the day we mail them their policy, what type of time frame are we usually talking there?
In the best case scenario, we're looking at 4 weeks if either there's no exam needed or the exam would get done right away and there's nothing additional needed. Typically, it's more like 8 to 10 weeks. We're seeing a lot of people needing that exam and then also needing some medical records. Once medical records are involved, we do have a longer processing time because we are waiting for those clinics and hospitals to gather the records and send them out. So when medical records are involved, it's usually closer to 10 weeks before we can get that policy in your hands.
Okay, sure. And it seems like lately, the last few months, some of our medical records gathering has been taking a little extra time. I don't know if that's due to COVID or just, I'm guessing part of that in general, but do we ever have the customer help with those types of things? If we're struggling getting medical records, can we have the customer get them?
Yeah, we can have, a lot of times it helps just to have the customer call their clinic and ask them to please send them out. Other times we've had customers go to the clinic and get a copy of their records on their own or have them faxed directly to us. Kind of cuts out the middleman if we can do it, but we do like to have the companies do it through their processing just for a seamless process. But there are times where we do step in, and we do keep a close eye on those. If they're taking longer than expected, we certainly will get on the phone and see what we can do from our end to get those records to come through as quickly as we can.
Sure, sure. And I know that you and I and all of us on the Life Express team, we touch the customer at least once a week with an email or a phone call to let them know where we're at in the process, what we're waiting for, if we're waiting for medical records or an exam, things like that. So, well, thank you, Kristina. I want to let everybody know Kristina is our senior case manager. She probably handles 500 cases per year. She does a great job, and she's awesome with details. So we're in good hands having Kristina be our main case manager. If you have any questions, let us know. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you would, please, so you don't miss any updates. And thanks again, Kristina, for your time today.
You're welcome.